Welcome. Thanks for joining us today for the first talk in the webinar series Tea Time with Trees. This series is being hosted by SeasonWatch. As some of you may know, it is an India-wide initiative where anyone who's interested in looking at trees joins and helps us understand when the trees flower, when they fruit, and how this changes with changing in seasons. Now a quick introduction to Jagan. He's a very interesting person. He studied the most elusive Indian bird, the Jordan's courser, for his PhD. He's a scientist working with the Nature Conservation Foundation right now, and his work spans from nature education to citizen science. He's a very well-known nature writer in Tamil and writes regularly in local papers and posts on his blog, Uiri. He's a birder of known repute who's equally fascinated by plants and loves to hug his favorite trees when he meets them. He's joining us today to introduce us to some fascinating books on plants that he has read. And now, without any further delay, I welcome Jagan to take it from here. Welcome, Jagan.
Thank you so much. Namaskar, Vanakam, everything for everyone. And thanks for joining this talk. And it's fantastic to see. It's a different kind of, the way of giving talk. Nearly 110 people. I'm slightly tensed. So hopefully, I'll be better by the end of this talk. So now we are going to talk about books on plants. And as you would have seen during the blur, the talk is going to be in English. I'm going to talk in English. In between, I'll be talking a little bit of Tamil and wherever it is necessary, a little bit of Hindi and which I don't know much, but you'll have to listen to me. There's no option. And Malayalam, Telugu, Kannada, and everything. I'm a South Indian, so I'll be talking largely in South Indian accent. And the talk will be mainly about this. I'll be starting with reference books and then field guides. I'll go to popular science, non-fiction about plants. All this you have to put plants. I didn't put plant because it talk about the book is about the talk is about the book on plants, and poems, novels, essays, and then we'll go to children books, and then regional language books, and then online resources. And I'm going to give you homework. Yeah, so there are other talks are going to be happening from SeasonWatch. If you attend, then you might have to do this, and then only we will let you inside. No, I'm just joking. But yes, we will be giving you homework, and if you don't do it, we will have to, you might have to stand up on the bench or chair or wherever you're sitting from. And yeah, that's how the organization of the talk is going to be. And I'll start with the reference books. Since it's a tea time, I'll start with a story about a tree. There's a book called A Story About a Tree. And of course, I've been drinking tea. You think I'm drinking? No, I'm just, see, nothing. Just nothing. Anyway, the book is not for, it's for everyone. It's by Nehru Bal Pustakalaya, NBT. I'm sure you must be knowing. Very nice book, introductory book about the story about the tea and stuff, how it originated, from where it has come from, and what are the native trees, and how we brought it here to India and all this stuff, and what are the native tea. Unfortunately, you don't get this book now. Most of the books by Nehru Bal Pustakalaya, if you go to their website, there are some 839 books or something, and all of them are out of stock. Okay, so welcome to NBT. Anyway, but you can get these books in old bookshops, as well as if you have any book festival happening in your city, I'm sure there will be a stall NBT, and I'm sure you will get these kind of books by Nehru Bal Pustakalaya, all children books about various category children book, and even for people like us, people like you, everybody. And it's very it's not very expensive. It's economical. So there is a book about tea. In case if you have read it, it's fine. But if you haven't, try to search and then read this book. And as for the reference books, we have, you know, standard things botanists do. I'm not a botanist, so I may be missing few proper reference books. So pardon me for that. But these are the normal or general things people use. Um, Flora of British India is one of the foremost work in India, and then Indian Trees by Dietrich Bandis, and he's known as father of tropical forestry or father of Indian forestry. And these two books are available online. You can check out. And of course, I'll come down slightly regional level. The Gamble, I'm sure many people in South would be using it. And also there is a Flora of Presidency by Kyotoku, Flora of Presidency by Gamble. There are 2-3 volumes. All of them are available online. And Flora of Eastern Ghats. And there's a recent book called The Flora of Central and Northern Tamil Nadu. This is a very recent 1,500 rupees or something by Dr. S. John Brito. And I may be missing quite a few, like the northeastern states, central Indian um, Indian plants and stuff. But we will be covering it. For the reference books, but we will be covering it in the field guides and stuff. So this is a recent book, very useful book. It gives only the pictorial guide this is, but it's very useful. And the one before that was this book, The Flora of the Palni Hills, the very well known Dr. K. Matthew, who used to be in charge of the Rapinant Herbarium, very famous herbarium in the world and in India as well. It has got a 3-volume, The Flora of Palni Hills. And of course, he has written another book, An Excursion of Flora of Central Tamil Nadu, and his student, Dr. John Brito, has written it in Tamil. That's what you see right next to the excursion Flora of the Central Tamil Nadu, India, and then materials, and then another student's office, Dr. J. Palithinam, he has written a book. He written a book on Sirumala Hills, which is Eastern Ghats Hills. And this is another interesting book called The Forest Plants of Nilgiris by Keystone Foundation. This is a second book actually. There is a first book is I think Southern Nilgiri there's a Northern Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. There's a Southern Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. And yeah, so this is an interesting book, which is mainly about the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. And we are just going to slightly technical here, reaching for the sun, how plants work. Moving from the field guides, this is a very interesting book, very useful book by John King. And this is, this book talks about how plant works, the physiology, and how the nutrition works, and all in simple English. It's very useful book. And the other book, the Indian author B.B. Sharma, The Tree Inside Story, which is another interesting book, which gives very similar kind of details. Only thing which I'm not liking about this book is it gives details about pesticide and things like that, which I'm not really liking it. One important thing which I forgot to mention in my right in the beginning is that I'm not going to cover any of the medicinal plants books at all in this. There are huge, and I'm not going to cover that at all. And also, I prefer to see the plant as a plant, not as something which we eat or use or something. So I selected books like that rather than economic botany, economic use of this tree, that kind of books I have conveniently omitted from this talk. And this is another interesting book. Many of you might be having it, the Book of Indian Trees. It gives some 150 tree species of India by K.C. Sani. It's um, very good book. And this is a fantastic book because all the other field guides will have illustration, color plates sometimes, but it'll be nice. But this book has actually changed the way we look at the plants. Sometimes, at least for myself, and beautiful illustrations, beautiful images. All of them are cropped to the level of, as you can see in the in the title of the book. Everything is beautifully detailed, very nicely produced book by Pradeep Krishan and the Trees of Delhi. And this is probably the best book you can get. And I'll just show you what is inside this book. So this book opens like this. And he gives bit about what is a tree and stuff like that, and a little bit about Delhi habitats, surrounding habitats and stuff like that, and the leaf scheme and everything. Yeah, he gives about Delhi natural ecology, and he goes to the each and every plant account is beautifully given with various images all cropped, and then up to the detail. Sometimes even to the back of the leaf will be given, front of the leaf will be given, so that people can easily identify it, and various other important and interesting notes about the plant. And hang on a second. The next book is even more better. Jungle Trees of Central India. In WhatsApp, people keep on saying no. They will be forwarding something. At the end of the forward, they will be saying, if you are a true Indian, you must forward this to 100 people, 10,000 people, something like that. Rubbish. But I am telling you now, if you are a plant lover, you should have this, book. And I'll show you the inside of this beautiful book, Jungle Trees of Central India. And the keys are amazing. You can eat just by looking at the bark. You can tell what tree it is, even in the absence of flowers and fruits, you can still identify a tree. And look at this, the beautifully arranged book. It gives, look at this, oh man, this is amazing. I just love this book. And look at the details for plants, for the fruits and each and every fruits. You can go to that key and then find the, okay, about this size and this color, you can go to that page and then see the plant. And here are some of the pages. You can see Mahua red. Look at this, oh lovely tree, isn't it? He gives local names as well. Most of the names are in Hindi, and that has been transcribed. Astha, Palash, everything has been given here. So again, yeah, this is another beautiful book. If you are a plant lover, you should have this. Oops. Yeah, so that's another book, the photographic guide by Navindu Page. No, it's not Navindu Page. It's Navindu Page. The South Indian might read, or the people who doesn't know how to read Marathi might read Navindu Page, but it's actually, you should be reading it like Page, okay? Not like Nicolas Cage, Navindu Page, no, okay? So he's one of the best plant ecologist in India, and he has written an amazing book, Endemic Woody Plants of the Western Ghats, and he walked all along the Western Ghats everywhere. Now he's a faculty in Wildlife Institute of India, and this book is very interesting. I'm going to tell you one interesting book thing about this book. I'm not telling you right now, but because you'll be distracted. So I'll give at the end of the talk. Just remind me, in case if I forget, just remind me what is the interesting thing about this book, okay? And of course, this beautiful book, Common Indian Wildflowers. I just love this book by Asek Kehemka. He has written many books on butterflies, and this book is another beautiful book. How I become a tree. So we'll slowly move on to fictions, non-fictions, and the philosophical books about trees. This book is not about identifying or anything, but it's a fantastic book you should read. I'm going to read a couple of passages from this book by Sumana Roy. The Woman as Tree. That I was not the first person to think of a woman as a tree was a relief. H.T. Lawrence helped me look at my body as a tree. His poem, Fix, liberated my breasts and vagina from their femaleness. I'm not going to read the entire thing. You can read this fantastic book and fantastic. You can go and find this book and then read this. And this is another fantastic book. I just learned about this book. Friend of mine sent this thing to me, the screenshot of it, The Tree by John Falls. When you read this, you feel like, I feel like I get very emotional. I'm just going to read it out for you. Unlike white shrubs, trees do not even possess the ability to defend themselves when attacked. What arms they sometimes have, like thorns or static, and their size and immobility means they cannot hide. They are the most defenseless of creation in regard to man, universally placed by him below the level of animate feeling, and so the most prone to destruction. Their main evolutionary defense, as with many social animals, birds, and fishes, lies in their innumerability. That is, in their capacity to reproduce, in which, for trees, longevity plays a major part. Perhaps it is this passive, patient nature of their system of self-preservation that has allowed man, despite his ancient fears of what they may harbor in terms of other creatures and the supernatural, to forgive them in one aspect, to see something that is also protective, maternal, even warm-like in their silent depths. Fantastic, fantastic. There are many pages in this book like this. Again, very philosophical book. It's apparently it's an autobiography. I just read some of the pages from this book, and I'm looking forward to read this book. It's a very nice book. A Tree in My Village by Paritosh Sen. It's a fantastic book. I just have it right here. It has got beautiful illustrations and a lot of details. And he's actually he studied art. This author, and then it's a nice book. That's all I can say. And you will get this book in the stand. Now you won't get it because it's all closed. So even via Amazon, you may not get it. You might have to wait for another week or so, or maybe more. And this is another fantastic book, Pillars of Life, Magnificent Trees of the Western Ghats by Divya Muthappa and T.R. Shankar Raman. You're going to see some of the pages from this book. I'm going to show you, and beautifully illustrated by Nirupa Rao and sketches by Sataj Guman. Look at this. Magic. Very nice. As you can see, it's a tree like a book. Beautiful illustrations. That's Kulinia, which you can see in Western Ghats. Most of the trees are Southern Western Ghats trees, mainly in animalized. And of course, there is a poster in this book. Fantastic poster of Eleocarpus tuberculatus with beautiful buttress. I know this tree. You can go and identify all these trees. I've been to this place and I've lived in this place, and I can go and tell that, okay, this is the tree which has been depicted here. And beautiful illustrations by sketches by Sataj Guman. Please buy this book. Please read this book. It's another fantastic book to have. And another beautiful book, Cities and Canopies, Trees in Indian Cities by Harini Nagendra and Seema Mondoli. And again, it's a fantastic book. It's a beautiful book. Somebody please make a count of how many times I'm telling fantastic. Put a mark. Fantastic, beautiful, marvelous, oh, wonderful. I used to do it for people. Sorry, I won't use it again. I don't know, I might. So I'm going to give a brief, I'm going to read a bit from this book. David Rhodes and Gordon Orians, scientists at the University of Washington, while studying the Sitka willow, observed something that turned our ideas of plants' communication upside down. When the leaves of one tree were attacked by caterpillars, the tree responded by making the leaves more unpalatable, filling them with poisonous chemicals. This made sense. Surprisingly, neighboring trees more than 3 meters away, which were not attacked, also reacted in the same way. How have you ever wondered how all the trees are blooming in one time? I mean, all in unison. All the mango, everything is flowering at the same time. We can tell season, but something to do with the, they are communicating, isn't it? How they are communicating? They may not communicate the way we do, like I'm doing it to you, or I'm like the way I talk, or sign language or something. But yeah, they do communicate, and I'm not going to tell the answer. You are going to find it out. That's one of the homework for you. And if you want to come back prepared, you might have to read this book, Peter Wallaben, The Hidden Life of Trees. Yeah, introduced by Pradeep Kishan. What they feel, how they communicate. It's a very nice book again, and you can find the answers, whatever I asked before. And this is another nice book. It filled the screen, but actually it looks smaller. You can keep it in your pocket and take it. It's by famous Karthikeyan. He has got a fantastic blog. I got a autograph from him for this book, and it's very small book, field guide. You can carry around, especially the trees in Bangalore. You can identify with this. It gives the copper pot tree. You can see it's a miniature version of Pradeep Kishan's book. Yeah, it's a nice book you can have. I don't know whether it's possible to get it now. You can write to him. He's got a nice blog. Check it out. JLR Karthikeyan is well known. So yeah, here is the book. So again, the Calendar of Nature by SeasonWatch team. This you can download. You can get some idea about the common trees which has been monitored by the SeasonWatch. You can check into seasonwatch.in and check out. Not right now. Don't fiddle with your mobile or computer right now. Please listen to me. Okay. Another book, beautiful book, The Tree by Colin Touch. Calendar of Nature. Okay, yeah. The tree Colin Touch is very nice book. Quite heavy. Heavy as in nearly some 300-400 pages, but it's a nice book. Very well researched and beautiful book to read. Natural history of trees. And this book is another beautiful book. The trees in my forest. Imagine, look at this. I mean, we can tell that this person, Bernd Heinrich, is a scientist, and he's against the monoculture. If you read that, he will, you will understand. He's a good painter as well. All the illustrations in this book are by him. It's a fantastic book. The trees in my forest. He has got his own forest. Imagine, I mean, we have trees in our backyard, trees in our front yard, trees in our street. But how cool it is that, the trees in my forest. Imagine we all have our own forest. It'll be nice, huh? Trees and Tree Tales, another amazing book. Some Commentaries of Chennai. Unfortunately, this book is not available now, but I know one place it is there. I'm not going to really tell you where because you might go and get it. So before that, I might get it by Professor K. N. Rao. It's all about the trees, occurs in and around Chennai. It's a nice book. You should read it if you get it. If you get two copies, please feel free to send me one. And this is another fantastic book, The Wild Heart of India by T.R. Shankar Raman. This doesn't have all of them, or these are all collection of essays for the many years he has written. And this book has got some fantastic essays about trees, various essays about trees. And one particular essay you must read is The Tall Tree. Yeah, please note down, in your notebook, The Tall Tree. Very nice article. I'll move on to the next one, The Trees and Other Poems. Look, I couldn't find many 3 poems. There may be many, um, many, but sorry, the phone is distracting me. People are sending WhatsApp message. Horrible. Anyway, um, trees. It's a fantastic. It's a very nice poem. The Joyce. There's only one poem about trees. The rest of them are on various subjects, but you must go on. It's available online. You can go and get it. Not right now. Again, later. Now let's come back to children books. What is a tree? Again, it's by the NBT. It's a nice book. You may not get it online. You might, you will get it in the book fair and world bookshops. It's a very nice tree to have. And this is the tree. The tree is by Tara Publication. Very nice. It's good. Very nice tree. It's very nice book. And in fact, it's. I'll show you how it's been done. You have to unfold this tree, this book, sorry. The guy has got an apple and you see 2, 3, the nest is there and there is a squirrel and a mama birds are coming and feeding the nestlings. Beautiful, isn't it? You need a practice to unfold and fold it. My son loved this. Just that I don't give it to him often because he will tear it apart. Because I like this book very much than him. The Secret Garden. This is another very, very nice book. Slightly text heavy, but it's for the elderly kids and for people like us, elderly kids as well. Shruti Rao. It's about the ficus and hornbills. If you want to know more about how ficus works, this is a good book. And Our Useful Plants. It's okay book. I don't like this thing called Our Useful Plants. If it is not useful, because many times we also been scolded by our parents, useless fellow. Doesn't mean that I'm useless. Yeah, maybe I am. Our Tree. This is another nice book, and this is another interesting book. Marangal. It's written as a Marangal in Tamil. It's a story about trees in various countries in Asia Pacific. Again, it's I don't know whether you will get it. You can get it in libraries and book fair, but not sure about. Anyway, so let's move on to regional language books. Many friends help me in collecting these books. This is in Marathi. Aple Vriksh. Please forgive my Marathi, Hindi, Telugu, and everything because I'm a South Indian. My accent will be horrible. Aple Vriksh, our trees by Dr. S.D. Mahajan. And Deshi Vriksh, native trees. Videshi Vriksh, exotic trees. In Malayalam, ചരിത്രത്തിൽ യാരിപ്പെട്ട സാക്ഷ്യങ്ങൾ ആണ് അല്ലേ? This is a tree called sorry, not tree. Oh man, I keep on reading tree instead of book. There's a book called 50 Plants That Changed the Course of History. So it's a translation of that, I think. I just downloaded it from the net. I just looked up few things. I don't know how good it is. You might read it. You might find it interesting. And this is another Keralathile Vrikshanga, means trees in Kerala by Dr. T.R. Jayakumari and Vinod Kumar. And Indiale Samastana Vrikshangalam Pushpangalam. I think it is the state flower state trees of India. Mav Tene Mav. There's a book about mango, and this is Kerala Cherry Sashangal. It's about the shrubs and herbs and the hidden life of trees. Has been translated in Malayalam. I'm sure Peter Wolleben won't be written it, but somebody must have done it. I don't know who has done the translation. And now let's move on to Canada. Fortunately, it's in English. So, Common Dryland Trees. It's a bilingual field guide by A-Tree. And Hosuru Honnu, Green Wealth, BGL Swami. Please, Kannadika, forgive me if the pronunciation is not correct. and I don't know what is written there, but illustrated guide to the orchids of Karnataka. And my Assami friend, Oxomo Udvid or Charai, means flora and fauna of Assam. And there is another interesting book, The Handbook of Scientific in Assamese Names of Plants. And I missed many. I mean, I reached out a few people, and very hard to get this kind of exactly what I wanted. Like I want the front page of that book. It shouldn't be without flash. I want it in both the languages. Many people responded, "Thank you for that." And now let me come back to the Tamil. Tamil, we don't have much. I mean, I've already spoken. There are some bilingual things in reference books. But if you're a tree lover, if you're a Tamilian, you must have this book. Marangal Ninevilum Punevilum. So this book is a collection of essays. What are we doing with time? 57. Okay. Marangal Ninevilum Punevilum is a collection of essays by all the literary writers. They are not naturalists. The way they see the perception of trees from that of a botanist or a naturalist is different. So how they attach to the trees, it's fantastic. I think everybody should read this book. If you know Tamil, you must read this book. I'm going to go very quickly now because I'm running short of time. So this is Sayavanam by Sa Kandasamy. This is a fantastic novel. It was written some 40 years ago, and it's a novel, but he mentioned so many plants in this book. I'm not going to go in detail about this book, but if you can read Tamil, please read this book. It's a fantastic book. And this is Tamilarum Tavarum. That means Tamilians and plants, K.V. Krishnamurthy, written by K.V. Krishnamurthy, and he is a botany professor. So most of the identification are authentic. Why I'm saying why authentic? Because most of the plants he mentioned in this book are from old classical literature and old classical literature. So many people who know Tamil can decipher that it could be this plant, but only people like him who's good with Tamil as well as in plants can decipher properly. So this is a good book, and this is another interesting book. Payanmigu Pala, but I don't like the title. Payanmigu Pala means useful jackfruit. Why I like this book is that because this person mentioned in the in the introduction, he just loved the book, loved the jackfruit, so he started writing a book about it. So I just like that idea. Just imagine if you all start writing a book about the fruit which we like. There will be so many books. Yeah, so I like this idea. So it's a good book. He gives about the natural history of the jackfruit, and how to cook some. He gives some recipes also, and how to grow this in your garden and stuff like that. It's very nice book to have. Panai marame. That means palm tree. So how Tamil culturally closely knitted with this palm tree. And this is another interesting book I've come across. It's a Panai Marachale. That means this Godson Samuel, this person who written this book, he took a bike and then he traveled all across Tamil Nadu, South India, and then met the people who are dependent on this. It's a travelogue. I haven't read this book yet, so I just flipped through. I find it very interesting travelogue, but mainly focused on palm tree and the people associated with the palm tree. And this is another fantastic book, Sanka Ilakya Tavarangal. That is Sangam, the plants in Sangam literature. I have this book. I'm not going to give it to you. You can come and then you can take a look and then you will go back. I'm not going to even part with this book even for a minute because it's very precious for me. If you want, I can take some photos and then send it to you if you want. Otherwise, I'm not going to give it to you. Sorry, because it's a very nice book. This book is not available out of print. And this is another interesting book, Kurinji Pattu Tavarangal. In old classical literature, Tamil literature, there is something called Kurinji Pattu. Kurinji is one of the major landscapes in Sangam era. Kurinji is the place where Malayam Malay Sarandayadum, that means the place where mountain and the associated landscapes. And in this book, the person who returned that book in, I don't know, many years ago, thousands of years ago, during the Sangam era, is Kabilar. Kabilar is a poet. He has written a beautiful, book about this Kurunji Patu. Means Kurunji is actually a strobilanthus, yeah, in Tamil. So people, even now, there are 99 flower names are mentioned in this book, in this poem, and even now many people try to figure out what plant it is, what flower it is, and some of the names are still in use. I'll come to that later. But before that, I have a very short quiz I'm going to give you. Can you identify this person? You can tell me in chat. Sivakumar, yes. I think the people who mention must be, mentioning his name are South Indians, or maybe, familiar with what? South Indian movie, or born in 1940, 50, 60. The 2090s guys may not know him, but they might know his son, Surya, and his Surya's, another, person, Jyotika. Yeah, everybody is telling. So this man is an actor, uh, very nice actor, and now he stopped acting, but he's a good Tamil scholar as well, and he's a good painter. He paints very well, watercolor, and he can recite all that 99 flower name without not non-stop. He just tell in a minute he finish everything. Yeah, and this is his son, and that is Jyotika, his wife. They both acted in this movie called Puvellam Kettupar, and in this movie, Surya tell this name. I'm not really sure that he really mucked this up, or I'm sure he must have taken quite a lot of shots before telling this. I'm not sure he would have told, right in one go, because the lip sync is not so great. I haven't seen this movie. I just saw the YouTube clipping. You can also go and click, do the. By the way, this YouTube I mentioned here, this is for Sivakumar will tell the 99 plants without any interruption, and you can go and search, type Sivakumar telling 99 flower name. You might get something, but easy way to birthday 100 flowers wishes by Sivakumar actor. You will get it immediately. Enjoy. And now one of the flower mentioned in that Kurinji Patu is Gloriosa Superba, and it's in Tamil it's called Sengandal. It has got different names locally, and technically Latin name is Gloriosa Superba, but I think I don't know who named it. The Latin name is really interesting because Gloriosa Superba. I think some Tamilian must have been named it, or at least they were around when the name was given. So the person must have been, what can I give name for this? Gloriosa, and then he must, oh, Superba. In Tamilians used to say, super is a Tamil word nowadays. Gloriosa Superba. That's how it got its name. That's my own way of understanding this Latin names, Gloriosa Superba. So now what you see is an interesting song in Tamil movie called Bale Pandya. So I'm going to sing a song. I'm not a singer, but I'm going to sing. Okay, it's a very famous Tamil song, very nice song, and it's a song about unripened fruit, or rather fruits, because kai, lot of kai will come. Kai means unripe fruit, kani means param means fruit. So this is a duet song, but the heroine singing, referring each other to the kai. I don't know why, but it's a very nice song. You can go and listen to it and then check how many kais and how many params are coming in this. Attikkai kai kai alangai vennilave ittikkai kayade nuyirun yellavu Ennuyirum niyallavu attikkai kai kai alangai vennilave. If you are a singer, please forgive me, but it's a fantastic song, isn't it? So why I'm telling this song now? I'm going to give you homework. So now what you're going to do is, please write down or take a screenshot. If you're watching in a mobile, take a screenshot, or if you're in a computer, please write down books on plants in your language. Field guide, novel, poem, old classical literature. Please list out. Please read. If you can't read your language also is fine. Please list out and send it to us. Send where? Season watch at where? Sorry. Can someone help me in the sw@seasonwatch.in. Somebody is telling you are singing well, Jagan. Yay, thank you. He must be my friend. Never mind. Oops, sorry. Okay, plants of old classical literatures of your language. Okay, there are books, birds of Ramayana. You know, how many times the Kakapashanti? What is Kakapashanti? Crow mentioned in Ramayana. From which are all the places it's been mentioned? And can you tell me? Can you type what are the other birds mentioned in Ramayana? Just think of immediately and then type quick. 1 minute. Kakapashanti, I already told you. Come on. Garuda, Jatayu, question mark, Jatayu. Saras. Ah, yeah. What is Saras? Saras, you are telling the recent name. What was it? No. Crane, I know. Please. All guys are like kids only. Ah, crouch. This is what crouch. Swan. Was it really? Okay. Now let's stop the quiz. Too much. Both okay. Okay. Plants in popular culture. Movie names. Old and new movie songs, like I was singing now. Proverbs, riddles, stories about plants. You know, I know one Telugu movie called Chintakailu Ravi. I have no idea how the name come up. Chintakailu is Chintapandu. If you know Telugu, Chintapandu is tamarind. Okay, just imagine somebody is calling you, hey Chintakailu Ravi, hey Chintakailu Raju, hey Chintakailu David Raju, hey Chintakailu Jagan, like that. It will be horrible, no? But it's nice anyway. Karela, imagine if we don't like somebody, we can, many people doesn't like Karela. Anyway, make a checklist of plants around your residence. That's very easy, very interesting. But anyway, so you can also, in case if you don't know, if you have a lot of photographs of plants, if you don't know what the plant is, you can go to where? This kind of places, India Biodiversity Portal, iNaturalist, and all those places, and then you can what? You can upload your images and you can find out. People will help you. If you're wrong, they will come and tell you. If you know also, please contribute in this kind of portals. Don't just keep it in your computer. It'll just crash someday. So again, this is a homework special plant bingo for lockdown special. Now find a tuber inside your house. If you don't know what is tuber, go on dictionary and find out what the leaf and flower of that plant look like. Okay, number 2, find a plant book inside your house and read it. List 5 plants or their parts that you have eaten today. I mean, you don't have to type it now. Please don't. You can write it later. You can send it to us. Season watch. Actually, don't send too many emails. Post it in Facebook page. That's much easier, so that the world will know what you have eaten. Look outside your window and list out the trees that you see. Yeah, that's easy, isn't it? And if you have a plant in your house or in your garden, pet it. Or even better, go and hug it. Close your eyes and then talk to the plant. Yeah. If you can't hug it, just hold it. Hold it by the leaf or thorn or whatever. It's up to you. Yeah. So these are some online resources. Trees and Other Poems, Flowers of India, blah, blah, blah. You can read. I'll give you 1 minute, not 1 minute, 30 seconds, or take a screenshot. Biotic, that's for Western Ghats plants, trees. SeasonWatch, please contribute. Don't just look at trees. Every week, 5 minutes you spend and do SeasonWatch. Enough. We might share this slide later. And I thank all these people very much for making this presentation. And I think I can take some questions now, right?
Thanks so much, Jagan. Yes, there were a bunch of questions while you were speaking, so we made a note of them.
Okay. Before that, can I just okay, thank you. Can I just finish with this slide? I'm sorry, I forgot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, if you can see something very interesting on this photograph, please type in the chat box. Beautiful. Oh, wow, beautiful. People are saying canopy shyness. Yeah, you see canopy shyness, people are saying. That means this tree doesn't want to touch the other tree. So like that, in these difficult times, let us not touch each other. Let us not go near to anybody else. Let's keep social distancing. Thank you.